Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop. I am your host, the DFS Jerusalem, and you can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Today, we are going to be talking about what happened last night in terms of our play selections, what went on around the league. It was crazy. It was a crazy day today, bro. We're going to talk about, of course, what happened last night. We're going to look ahead to what we have on tap for today. We've got 15 games on an all-day slate, but we've got 3 in the early, and then 12 are going to be first pitch at 7:05. So, Edwin McAdams, shout out to the homie here in the shop. Shout out to Kurt, Nick, man, all the guys. They're coming on in. So you in the YouTube world, you are in luck because you're going to have the pleasure and the privilege and the honor of being intertwined with some of the best DFS minds that the game has to offer, man. First thing I want to talk about, and I made some notes for tonight. Okay, a few notes. 40 home runs were hit last night, bro. 40 jacks. Okay, once John Hicks started off with his 3-run bomb for the Detroit Tigers, man, and apparently a lot of you guys were on him. Once he hit that first one, it took a little while for the first home run to go over the fence, but once that happened, bro, it was a landslide. Next thing you know, everybody started hitting this jacks. It was crazy. It was so many home runs hit that 2 pitchers hit home runs. Okay, so we had 40 home runs hit last night. That was nuts. We had 2 pitchers combined for 26.2K in DraftKings salary. 26,000. We had 2 pitchers that would, if you played them, if you found a way, they would have combined for more than half of your total DraftKings salary. More than half of your total DraftKings salary. These 2 motherfuckers got together and posted 4.1 DraftKings points. We're talking about Max Scherzer, Chris Sale. Scherzer at 13.2, Chris Sale at 13. Sale got his ass handed to him. He got manhandled. And this is why I tell you all, I hate to pay up for pitching. They fucked my cash games up. They fucked my cash games up. And it wasn't Sale. I knew not to play Sale. I just did not want to play him. I don't love him. Scherzer was a guy that I thought would be in position to bounce back. I really felt like the Washington Bats were good. I had a lot of them in my lineups. I loved them. So Scherzer's rolling. He's doing well. Comes out, hits a fucking jack. Fuck yeah. Yes, this is going to be a great night. Next thing you know, he's like, I'm done. I'm not playing anymore. It's over. So he finishes with 2.25 DraftKings points. Horrible for my lineups. I guess good for him because he didn't, injure himself any further. But, man, that sucked. That sucked. Yeah, and I had a couple lineups that did cash with him, but not my main cash game lineup. It was horrible. My cash game lineup sucked. But all of my tournament shit went off. And I'm going to tell you about that. Next thing, Nolan Arenado, GOAT. Thank you so much for the walk-off RBI. Thank you so much, Nolan Arenado. You brought me to the money. It really helped me out there. That was a great note. And the last note from last night is Aaron Judge was a whole out here, man. I'm telling you. My best lineup was at like 160-something, approaching 170. The only zero I had was the homie Aaron fucking Judge. And I kept seeing him all night playing catch with this kid back and forth. And I'm like, I get all of that, bro. But how about you go and you bang some fucking jacks and you knock the ball around the yard, bro? That fucking killed me. I was so mad with Aaron Judge. Oh, my God. I was pissed, bro. I mean, give me a hit, bro. At least your big 6'8" ass cover the strike zone, get hit by a pitch, get on base. Give me something. You should make a mother get walked or do something. That pissed me the fuck off, bro. I was pissed with that. That was horrible. And then we look at pitching overall, bad in so many areas, man. Nola is currently at 6.6. This game is in the bottom of the 7th. Philadelphia and the Angels. Nola's getting kind of knocked around a little bit, but the score is low. It's only 2 at LA has 2 points. Philly has one run. Steven Matz at 4.4. We got Scherzer, of course, and Sale were bad. Mike Fiers finished with negative 0.95. Ian Kennedy, I don't know what would possess anyone to play Ian Kennedy in that situation. He was bad. Sean Manaea, horrible, negative 1.25. Mike Pelfrey was bad. We all knew that. Chris O'Grady, I don't know what would possess anybody to play Chris O'Grady. Patrick Corbin, 7.85 was bad. Nick Martinez, horrible. Talion, horrible. Carrasco, horrible. But you know who was pretty good, though? You know who was pretty good tonight? Huh? for the price of an outfielder at 4.2. I think the price was on him. You know what's pretty good? Homer Bailey. That's right. Yes, Homer Bailey was good. Homer Bailey was good tonight. He didn't strike out nobody. He had 3 Ks, but he was decent. And it's funny because two things happened. And I'm going to tell you why I can't talk shit about being in the shop and why this is the best place to come to for any DFS information that you want. Is I came in here with my little notes and I had my shit set up and I was like, yo, these are the teams that I like. I like Washington, Colorado, Detroit, Cincinnati, and Baltimore. These are the teams that I like. I like them, and these are the teams that I'm playing. So I get into it with the homie Paul Harless. He's like, yo, I understand you like Cincinnati, but I like Pittsburgh. So it kind of moves me away from Cincinnati because he's a guy that I trust and I understand, the dude knows what he's talking about. So it kind of moved me away from Cincinnati. But then he goes on to say, and I want to tell you who you really need to take a look at. You need to look at the Cubs tonight. Well, that's when my antenna went up because the homie Paul Harless is a Chicago guy. Just like Edwin Neves is a Chicago guy, but a White Sox guy. Just like the homie Dylan Zink is an LA Dodgers guy. They live in these cities. They follow these teams. They know a little bit. He was trying to tell us about Cody Bellinger for how long before we got on him. So I was like, fuck what you talking about, what Paul Hart's talking about Pittsburgh. Go on a little bit more. Talk about the Cubs a little bit more. And he goes on to talk about the Cubs and how he thinks that they are like the next offense to blow up. So people have been shouting me out saying, yo, man, good call on the Cubs. No, it wasn't me. It was you. It was you. And that's why y'all need to get in here, man, because that's what these cats do. Like, we're all over. This in every city, bro. Every city where there's baseball, where there's a sport, there's one of us that know that shit. You know what I'm saying? And Paul Harless was like, yo, the Cubs. So that prompted me to take a look at the numbers. So I go in, I take a look. We got the Cubs at home against left-handed pitching. We take a look at them. At home against lefties. So we go in, and I look, and I say, man, the Cubs, 162 ISO, 323 WOBA, 26% K rate. I don't know, man. But what sold me was the fact that he was so adamant about his team. I played him. I stacked him in a lot of lineups. And, bruh, it took me to the money tonight. It took me to the money tonight. So that's the value, bro. That's the value. It's not me. I'm not a genius. I'm not the smartest motherfucker in the world. No. No. All of your heads together is what makes this shit go. Like, you guys are the engine. And that's why the more the merrier. You see what I'm saying? The more motherfuckers we got in here that chop it up, that kick it with us, that get in here is fucking, that's the key. That's what happens. And that's why it's so important if you are a novice DFS player or if you got something to teach, you got something that you want to show people. Yo, that's why it's good to get in here with us and fuck with us. That's why it's so good to do that. Because the other people, man, they don't do that, man. They're not going to do that. We got rules in here. I don't let motherfuckers just post lineups and say thoughts. No, I don't know. You're not going to post a lineup in the group and just say thoughts. No. You made the lineup. You posted. Well, motherfucker, what's your thoughts? Bitch, you tell me what you think about the lineup. You see what I'm saying? Like, we got rules in this shit. We don't collude. We don't share lineups. We don't do none of that bullshit. We play straight up the right way, and we have nights that are really good. And we're going to kill it during football season, just as we have done in every other sport. Rant over. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead, man, and jump into we got a nice slate of games coming up today. 16 runs, bro, on like 18 hits. It's crazy. Like, damn near everybody who put the bat on the ball scored. It was nuts. All right, so we got 15 games and then all day, like we talked about, 105. Yo, the homie Paul Harless just entered the show, man. Yo, shout out to thank you for the Cubs play. Thank you so much. so just like, here we go. So we got 105 is going to be the all-day joint, 15 games here. We got 3 games in there early. We're going to be talking about those some as well. We've got 2 games at 2:10 in the afternoon if you want to take a part of that. Also, 12 games is going to be serving as the main slate at 7:05 with 5 games in a turbo and 2 games in a night. One more point I want to hit. News broke today, and I know you guys feel different kinds of ways about it. News broke today where we're going to be seeing. Oh, we got to talk about this too. We gotta talk about this too. News broke today where if you are if you've had $1 million in entry fees, you can't enter certain tournaments, and it's DraftKings' way of looking out for the novice players, the newer guys. You know, trying to keep it safer for the guys who are not spending a ton of money. Guys like us, the regular guys. While that is commendable, I understand what they were trying to do. Let's not be confused about this, bro. Let us not be confused about this, bro. Them motherfuckers, DraftKings, FanDuel, all of them, they love the Sharks. The Sharks are the ones that put the money in the pot. They are the ones that guarantee that DraftKings, FanDuel gets their 10 to 11% rake. Like, that is what they care about. They don't give a fuck about us, bro. They just don't want us to lose it all in one day, right? And I'm gonna be honest with you. The number of people that were affected by the $1 million in entry fees is so minuscule. There's still enough sharks to go around. You know what I'm saying? That's why we gotta stick together and do what we do. That's why we grab a hold to those single entry tournaments and we don't let them bitches go. We reserve them the night before and we get in them and we fuck them up. I did one on FanDuel, a $10 single entry, and I 5 times my buy-in real quick. I don't play with them. I get in those single entries and I play those cash games. Okay? That is our bread and butter. That's where we get it in at. We don't give a fuck about them big tournaments and all of that shit. Unless you got high dollar buy-ins. Like, I'm not, yo, a motherfucker got 150 lineups in a $6 tournament. I'm not going in that shit. There's no entry shit. It's all political, like the homie Corey Green is saying, bro. They just don't want to seem like they're shitting on us. But we know they are. But the funny thing is, if we stick together, we can beat them. You saw it during NBA. We can beat them. So get up on your single entry game, man. Do not be confused about what DFS is. Okay, it is a money grab. It is the same as the government politics. The same shit. The rich get richer, right? But the one thing, and I'm gonna put this in the right perspective. If I can go around the country right now and say, hey, guess what? Everybody, government motherfuckers, you know what? All of y'all are full of shit. All right? All y'all are full of shit. And I'm gonna tell you, it ain't no white people, black people, this people, that people. Fuck that. We all Americans. We're gonna stick together. We're gonna stop letting y'all divide us, conquer us, and confuse us with all that bullshit. From now on, the government is the people, and we're gonna stick together. Fuck y'all, 1% motherfuckers. If we do that, the country would change. This is a microcosm for what goes on. This is a microcosm. Because we can do that now in DFS. You know what? Fuck y'all, 1%. Or y'all max entering motherfuckers. Guess what we gonna stop doing? We gonna stop buying your shit. Yeah, we don't care if you max enter. We don't care whatever you do, but we're not gonna buy your shit. We're not gonna buy your picks, and then you're not gonna sell us your strategies and then not use them. You look on the fucking site at the bottom of the shit. It says clearly. Go scroll to the bottom of the site. It says that they do not have to do what they're telling you they're doing. On the bottom of the site, bro. Go look at the site, scroll down to the bottom, and it says, we do not have to do what we are telling you we're doing. You see, so why the fuck would you give the motherfuckers your money, bro? Why the fuck would you give the motherfuckers your money? You see what I'm saying? I am telling you, I am doing exactly what I say I'm doing. The picks that I am telling you I like are the plays that I am playing. The people that Paul Harless said he liked today, I guarantee you, if you go look at his lineups, it will show in his lineups. He said he liked the Cubs. I'm sure he played some Cubs. You know what I'm saying? The homie Rhino DFS, another stand-up guy, the guys who he said he likes, he said he likes Cincinnati. I'm sure he played them. You see what I'm saying? And we can make this shit honest easily for us. Easily. So fuck them motherfuckers. That's why I started this whole shit. Because I got tired of being lied to, and I got tired of buying lies from the motherfuckers. Why would I buy a lie? Fuck you. I'm not buying a lie, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it moving. Now, sent out my tweet via Twitter, because tweet you do that on Twitter. You tweet on Twitter, and I asked who will be tonight's gang stack of this monster MLB slate. Okay, yo, it's contributors reserve the right to use players or strategies not discussed in their content. I don't have to do what I'm telling you I'm doing. And Pujols just hit a fucking home run. Oh my God, it's going down. So the gang stack, man. Overwhelming favorite was the Colorado Rockies. Made a lot of sense. 85 votes here. Everybody was on the Rockies. You got some good use out of them, but on a night like tonight, where you got 40 home runs, and it was just so much shit going ham, bro. That few runs the Rockies scored really did not win you tournaments. Now, singular plays, and for me, what I ended up doing a lot of times was, once I really got onto the Cubs, what I ended up doing was playing Arenado and Blackman in a lot of spots. I had a couple of two-man stacks. I didn't have a lot of, 1 through 5 like stacks of the Colorado Rockies. I just didn't. Dodgers didn't have much Dodgers at all. Really didn't love them. The only guy that I liked was Cody Bellinger. And then that one lineup, man, if I had put Cody Bellinger where he should have been, right here, bro. This is the line I had. If I had put Cody Bellinger where he should have been, right there where Aaron Judge's sorry ass was tonight, I would have been much better off, bro. This was like my best line. It went ham. It was a great line, but getting that 0 from the homie really didn't help out much. So then we had the Detroit Tigers, a team that I did like. Definitely wanted to see them play well against my New York Yankees. I knew that I could not trust CC Sabathia. Then you look at what the Yankees are doing, been pulling pitchers out very early in games. We're going to be talking about that. As we know, we do have a Yankee pitcher on deck for today. That's probably going to be on a lot of people's minds. Then there were the Texas Rangers. People do not like stacking the Rangers, bro. I don't understand why. Yo, when we looked at them in a line drive at 5, we went over and we was like, yo, at home against right-handed pitching, look what these motherfuckers do, man. 269 ISO, 381 WOBA, 21.9% K rate. This all spelled not just a stack of the Rangers, but a game stack of the Rangers and the Seattle Mariners. That's what it said. And that's what we talked about in the line drive. And hopefully, everyone made lineups that kind of exposed that and spoke to that, what we talked about. So some pretty great tweets from last night. This is Manaea, Scherzer, Stroman on my lineups. Skeet. That's what they did to me. Yo, Gallo went ham. Gallo, and we talked about him, bro. The last time we talked about him. I think I said the last time I told y'all to play Gallo, he hit 2 jacks. And he did it again. I remember that. All right, so that was the Aaron Judge joint bullshit. They must have been the blisters. Stroman, he is now DOA to me, man. Fuck that. I cannot play that dude anymore. The homie Gundecker shouted out to me. Some funny shit too. This night was weird. It was a very weird night. The homie Gundecker, man, is peeling it off his face after the skeet. Bad. And crazy lineup with Homer Bailey and Stroman that still cash. So very good night, man. Decent one all around. Let's go ahead and jump into the slate in its entirety. Yo, shout out to the homie Ronald Coley, man. He makes this on Fangraphs for me a really nice pitcher preview type thing that we can rock with. As you can see, he's got them separated in all the different tabs. You can do this on Fangraphs, man. Really solid shit. Swing and strike rate is what we're going to be looking at the most. You see Masahiro Tanaka is on top of that. You got Pruitt, Godley, Miranda, Tanner Rourke, Tyler Chatwood, Chris Flexen, Jeremy Hellickson. So you can see, man, pitching is going to be a challenge today. It's going to be a challenge today. So you're probably going to win with your bats. So let's go ahead and jump into it, man. First game we've got on the early slate is going to be the Detroit Tigers and my New York Yankees. 10-run total here. Masahiro Tanaka at 9.2. And it kind of sucks that he's not going to be an option for me on the all day. I mean, on the main. I would have loved to have him in the main slate. 9.2 is the price on him. Jordan Zimmerman 4.8. Yo, Tanaka definitely in play. You can do what you want to do. You're gonna have to play somebody or a little bit of everybody in this early. You look at Tanaka against Detroit. Let's take a look at what Detroit does on the road versus right-handed pitching. I don't think that they're very awesome, actually, on the road against righties. Actually, dead last, bro, in ISO, .092 ISO with a 307 WOBA and a 20.5% K rate. So that just screams to me that Tanaka should and will be the highest owned pitcher on the slate on the early slate. And I definitely think it makes perfect sense to me. No Jordan Zimmerman for me at all. Looking to the next game is going to be Toronto and the Chicago White Sox. The White Sox has been showing a little spunk recently now. We got Derek Holland. at 5.1, J.A. Happ 7.8, and Toronto Blue Jays have been hitting the ball fairly well lately. Let's take a look at what the Toronto Blue Jays do on the road versus left-handed pitching. That's going to give us a really good look at how we can proceed with this one. I've got him down here 24th in ISO, 121, not good at all, 325 WOBA with a 21.5% K rate. Now, that's something I'm going to have to look at closely because I can just see some lefty righty matchups, man. Really get it in and play well for the Toronto Blue Jays. So I'm gonna take a look at some of those bats. Don't really know if I want to play Derek Holland in the spot in a 10.5 run total in a hitter friendly U.S. Cellular field. We've got J.A. Happ 7.8, a guy that I am gonna take a look at, bro. Let's take a look here because we're gonna want to see what the Chicago White Sox do at home against left-handed pitching. And if the ISO is good, we're gonna be all over him. If it's bad, we're not. 139 ISO, 256 WOBA with a 28% K rate. Yes, that means J.A. Happ is a guy that I'm going to be all on. Give me some J.A. Happ tomorrow. Right now, my two pitchers are going to be Happ and Tanaka in the early. Happ and Tanaka. I like them already. Last one is the Minnesota Twins and the San Diego Padres. We got Luis Perdomo 6.9, Urban Santana 10.2. Yo, Santana has not been very great in his last couple of starts, man. 16.8, negative 1.9, 13.3, 23.35 in his last 4 starts. Going to San Diego, we know at home against right-handed pitching, San Diego is not a bad team. We're seeing them 197 ISO here, 343 WOBA with a 22.8% K rate. Don't really want to play Irvin Santana at 10.2 here against the Padres at the crib. We look at Luis Perdomo at 6.9. That may be a doable option. You look at the Minnesota Twins and what they've been doing on the road against right-handed pitching, and they're right there, man. 24.4% K rate. That's pretty high. The 138 ISO with a 313 WOBA. Yo, Perdomo is the guy that I'm going to be looking to. And that's going to kill our early pitching for that early slate. And if you wanted to rock with some of them cats in the all day, I wouldn't have an issue with that at all. Let's move into the main slate. First game we've got is the Kansas City Royals and the Baltimore Orioles. This is game 3 of that series. You got Jason Vargas at 8K, a guy that I really liked a lot this year, but he's kind of fallen off over the last few starts. And I don't think that you want to test the Baltimore Orioles the way they've been hitting now at the crib against lefties. 15.3%, 15.3 against Boston, 6.45 against the Chicago White Sox, negative 4.6 against Detroit. Let's take a look at what the Orioles do at the crib against left-handed pitching, okay? All right. 195 ISO, 323 WOBA with a 20.3% K rate. Nah, I can't get Jason Vargas. Don't love him. Jeremy Hellickson at 6.5. Coming over from Philadelphia. What do we think we're going to see from Hellickson? This is going to be, oh, man, I'm in a playoff situation. I can pitch well? Probably not. Probably not. We got a 10-run total. Camden Yards, Oriole Park. Very friendly spot for pitchers. For hitters here. I'm going to take a look at some of the Kansas City bats in the spot. Don't really love Hellickson, even though the price is at 6.5. So no pitching from this spot. I'm going to be looking more towards the bats. This could be sort of a light game stack. Maybe 2 from each side is where we could go here. Next game we're going to talk about is the Cincinnati Reds and the Pittsburgh Pirates, man. Robert Stevenson, 4.3. Trevor Williams, 5.7. Yo, I feel like I stole some candy by starting Homer Bailey yesterday. I really did. I feel like I stole some candy by starting Homer Bailey yesterday at 4.2 against the Pittsburgh Pirates and playing decently, right? But I just cannot get over this, man. At home against right-handed pitching, yo, this team has been very bad, and it continued last night. You look at 17.6% K rate, which isn't horrible, but a 110 ISO in a 286 WOBA, man. That's sub 300 at the crib, and this is a very friendly spot for pitching. We look at Robert Stevenson at 4.3, 1.15 against Miami, 6 points against Miami, and other start against them. So this is the question where you ask yourself, is Robert Stevenson the guy that can exploit those paltry home splits against the Pirates? And I just can't say so. So while I did start Homer Bailey yesterday, I do not think I'm going to be playing any Robert Stevenson here in this spot. Okay? Trevor Williams at 5.7. I believe he had a decent start. A couple in a row, 10.7, 11.6, 11.55 in his last 3 starts. Don't know if I would like to play him against Cincinnati. I think they're still going to be hyped up. Yo, don't agree, Mo. I'm going 100% Santana tonight. Good call on Homer. Pirates killed from having a great day. Yeah, I got you. So we got, yo, I think I can go back to the Reds here in this spot. I think the Reds are waking up some. PNC Park, it's a great place for pitching, but I don't want to play Trevor Williams against the Reds. I think I'm going to be looking towards some of the Reds bats in this spot. So I have not found a pitcher yet over them 2 games. So next game we got is the Cleveland Indians and the Boston Red Sox. Trevor Bauer 6.9, Rick Porcello 7.7. This is yet another game, man, where I don't really want to fuck with the pitching, man. Bauer at 6.9. That's not a guy that I want to play for. You got Rick Porcello 7.7 against the Indians, who are really hot right now. If they could hit Sale that way, imagine they could do to Rick Porcello, a guy that's just really not very great. 0% chance of rain here. 8-mile-per-hour wind going out toward the big green monster. That Encarnacion E5 scaled that bitch. Like, he got up over that big green monster. And then on the other side of the field, you saw the homie Austin Jackson play like it was his last day on the field and like dive over the fucking fence just to catch that home run and rob the homie. So they're playing very spirited right now. The Cleveland Indians, they are. Trevor Bauer cut his hand playing with toys again. Ooh. They also couldn't hit Fister, so who knows? Yeah, but Porcello is just bad, man. And then you got so many of those lefty righties or switch hitting righty matchups. I'm just not a fan of Rick Porcello at 7.7 in the spot. I just can't get with it. I cannot get with it. Next game we got is the Washington Nationals and the Miami Marlins. I think this is a spot where we can jump back on the Marlins at the crib in Marlins Park, man. They are not going to want to get completely bested so much. So I think some of the Miami Marlins bats are definitely going to be in play for me. So that's going to take A.J. Cole out of consideration. Vance Worley at 4.2, very cheap price on him, but against the Nationals, not a place that I would want to get to. How about Howie Kendrick going 5 for 5? That was very nice. Very nice. Love that national stack today. Yesterday, actually. That was a really good one. Still haven't found a pitcher yet that I like. We got to play somebody, baby. Let's get me, guys, the LA Dodgers and the Atlanta Braves. Julio Teheran, 6.6. Brock Stewart, 5K. Okay, this is something that we might have to take a look at. Julio Teheran has been very bad recently. I'm talking negative 1.5 against Philadelphia, 12.25 against the Dodgers, 14.1 against Chicago, 26 against Washington. And I think he is a guy that's supposed to stack the Dodgers. Well, let's take a look. Let's take a look at what the Dodgers do on the road versus right-handers. Let's take a look. Oh, okay, 195 ISO, 371 WOBA with a 20.4% K rate. You gotta play a pitcher. You gotta play somebody. And I think for me, what I'm gonna end up doing is just finding the offense that I like the most and playing that pitcher. You know what I'm saying? Because I just don't see a resounding pitcher play that I like. Julio will give the performance of his life tomorrow, and they win 4 or 5 runs every day. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm looking at Teheran at 6.6 and seeing what he's gonna have to do in order to get out of this bitch with a solid performance. I'm gonna consider him, bro. I am. You got Brock Stewart at 5K. Not a guy that I want to play 8.6 in his last start against Minnesota. I definitely think Teheran is shitty, bro. Tomorrow pitching sucks. I like an Atlanta stack to bounce back too. So I'm not gonna be playing some Brock Stewart. I think Atlanta can win this game outright. That's my reasoning for wanting to play Julio Teheran here. No Brock Stewart. I'm gonna highlight Teheran, and we're gonna come back to that in the line drive. ATL is trash at home. Well, actually, let's take a look. What to do at the crib against right-handed pitching. 25% K rate, 173 ISO, 322 WOBA. That's not bad. I can use that. Especially against Brock Stewart. I can use that. I have no issue playing Atlanta tomorrow. I can use that. At the crib against right-handed pitching, I like that. Let's look at it again. Let's take it out again. 25% K rate, that's kind of high, but a 173 ISO is decent. 322 WOBA, I'm good with that. I can play him. Next game we got is the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Chicago Cubs. We saw the Cubs hang up 16 runs, bro, and now you turn around. You got Zach Galli at 9.2. You got Jake Arrieta at 10.3. I do not want to play Galli against the Chicago Cubs for 2 reasons. Number one, I don't think he's going to be in line for the win because just for the simple fact that the Arizona Diamondbacks had just been so bad on the road. But we're going to look at the D-backs and see what they do on the road versus righties and see if there's any difference to the splits. Okay, 172 ISO, 312 WOBA with a 23.6% K rate. That's a little better than what they do against lefties on the road. But man, no erator for me. D-backs are better versus lefties. I just can't get behind it. Arrieta 10.3. Looking over his last few starts, we're talking 22, 18, 18.8. Yo, Paul Harless, our resident Cubs enthusiast, what do you think about Jake Arrieta and your Chicago Cubs bats? I'm looking at fucking with him. I kind of am, man. I'm looking at fucking with him. Godly on Shelly watching Greinke getting shelled Thursday. Smoking like a true Cubs fan. Yo, I'm gonna look at Arrieta, but I'm definitely gonna be looking at some of these Cubs bats because I think Godley's a guy people are just gonna default to. I think people are gonna default to Godley, and I think that could be a mistake. So I am gonna look to some of the Cubs bats in this spot. The next game we got is going to be the Seattle Mariners and the Texas Rangers. Ariel Miranda 5.9, Andrew Cashner 6.4. We are in Texas Rangers, Globe Life, Arlington Park. Yo, this is a place where the ball can get up out of there, man. And you got Miranda at 5.9, 23, 12, 6.5, 7.05 in his last 4 starts. Has he seen the Rangers so far yet this year? No, he has not. Let's take a look at what the Rangers do at the crib versus lefties. I want to get a good look at this one. At home versus lefties. What can we expect from the Rangers? Ooh, not a lot. 22.4% K rate, a 115 ISO with a 275 WOBA. Yo, Ariel Miranda is now considerable. I will now consider Ariel Miranda in this spot. Andrew Cashner, 6.4. In his last start, 21.5 against Baltimore, 15.3 against Tampa, 10.2 against Baltimore, 24 against Boston. Yo, Cashner has not been bad. Yo, he has not been bad. He has not been bad. He has not been bad lately. But the Mariners on the road versus righties. I'm gonna take a look at them and see what they do. We've got 22.8% K rate, 147 ISO with a 259 WOBA. I'm gonna consider Miranda because I know that the real strength of the Texas Rangers is their blow up potential in terms of home runs, and most of those are hit by their lefties. Cat. Like most of them are hit by right now recently Gallo, Odor, and Mazzara. Most of those guys are hitting all the jacks. You're gonna get some from Napoli and Beltran every once in a while, but for the most part. Play me the head-to-head if you play Miranda. I'm going with the numbers, baby. The numbers that put me on who I was on. Yo, these same numbers put me on Homer Bailey last night. It's the process. I gotta stick to my process, baby. I'm sorry. These same numbers put me on Homer Bailey, and everybody was like, "No, you can't play that dude. There's no way you can play Homer Bailey. You gotta stack Pittsburgh." And I was like, "Nah." The number said at the crib against righties, Pittsburgh blows. These numbers say at the crib against lefties, Texas is not great. So I gotta stick to the process, man. I gotta do it. So next game we got Tampa Bay Rays and the Houston Astros. We got Dallas Keuchel 10.5 in his first game back. From injury. Let a lot of folks down. I really didn't want to fuck with him. He only had 1.35 DraftKings points. And this is a spot where you can jump all over him because people are not going to want to spend up for him coming off of that type of performance against Detroit. Or you can hang back and take the wait-and-see approach. I'm going to take a look at the Tampa Bay Rays and what they do on the road versus lefties. Okay? And that's going to really help me with my determination. This is a team that, okay, on a 24.8% K rate here, 170 ISO, 337 WOBA. So this is like a hit or miss joint for me right now. This is like a hit or miss joint for me right now. because I can look at Dallas Keuchel as being a pivot play on the slate. You know, either Tampa Bay hits him and they kill him the same way Detroit did, or you look at Keuchel when he goes out, guns blazing, recovers from that bad start, and just mows them down because the 25.4% K rate is very high. Keuchel is a guy that can definitely K people whenever he is whenever his stuff is working and he's good to go. So I'm gonna highlight Keuchel at 10.5 and come back and take a look at him. Austin Pruitt at 4K. Very cheap guy. No way I'm going to be playing him against the Houston Astros. No way. I can't do that. That's crazy. So I'm gonna look at Keuchel. I'm gonna take a look at him. We're gonna talk about him in the line drive. We definitely are. Next game we got is the St. Louis Cardinals and the Milwaukee Brewers. Yo, Brent Suter was that dude the last time out, man. 26.75 against the Chicago Cubs. 18 before that against the Phillies. 5.1 against Pittsburgh. 16 against my New York Yankees, and 30 against the Baltimore Orioles. And here in this spot, in this heavy hitters park, going against the Cardinals, who on the road versus left-handers. 191 ISO, 269 WOBA, and a 27.4% K rate. I think we can turn again to the Milwaukee pitching here in this spot. 6.2 for Suter. He's a guy that I'm going to highlight. You look at Luke Weaver, the young prospect, who I think a lot of people played him last time because it was his first start and he kind of underwhelmed. I think we can look at him again. This could be a pitcher's duel here, baby. This really could. I'm going to go back to Luke Weaver here at 4.8 and take a look there. That's going to definitely help me to pay up for the bats that I want to get. I'm going to look at both of these pitchers here. We look at Milwaukee and what they do at the crib versus righties. This could be crazy. Like, they could be like nutty against right. Okay, 178 ISO with a 291 WOBA, 26.6% K rate. Yo, that's reviewable. That's reviewable. Luke Weaver, Brett Suter, those guys are reviewable. We're gonna take a closer look at this in the line drive, but those are guys I'm gonna be taking a look at. Next game we got is the New York Mets and the Colorado Rockies. 12.5 run total here. We were severely let down yesterday by the performance of both teams in Coarse. It's supposed to be this free-for-all where you can't play pitches and, oh my God, runs everywhere, home runs, blah, 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 but it wasn't really like that. You got Tyler Chatwood at 5.8, Chris Flexen at 4K. You look at the Rockies and what they do at the crib versus right-handers, and they're right among the top of the leagues here. 230 ISO, 378 WOBA with a 23% K rate. That's going to curb my enthusiasm for any pitching against the Colorado Rockies in this spot. You're looking over to Tyler Chatwood and what the New York Mets do on the road versus right-handers, and not scared of them at all, man. 20.5% K rate, 132 ISO with a 279 WOBA. Let's take a look at Chatwood. Yeah, Rudy makes a good point. He says that visiting teams always struggle in game one in Denver because of the elevation. I can dig that. That makes sense. Last time against the Mets, and this was in New York City Field, he got exposed and hit up. Chatwood, that is. Negative 9.65. 8.3 against Cincinnati. 12 against Arizona. No, I cannot play this cat. Can't play pitching in this spot. Next game, we got Philadelphia Phillies and the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. We got JC Ramirez at 7.2. Jake Thompson at 6K. I think Ramirez in this spot is going to be playable. 12.4, 22.7, 10.1. I think this dude can be very safe. We look at what happens on the road versus righties for the Philadelphia Phillies. 21.2% K rate, 137 ISO with a 335 WOBA. I definitely think we can look at JC Ramirez in this spot. Jake Thompson at 6K, not a guy that I really love. 21 in his only start against the Atlanta Braves here. But we look at the Angels at the crib versus righties, and they just don't strike out a lot, man. 19.1% K rate. The ISO is down at, it's up to 171, and the WOBA is down to 286. But still, man, I just don't love them in this spot. I stacked this game today. No way I take any of these guys tomorrow. Ramirez is the only guy that I could like. Only one that I could like in the spot. Last game on the slate is going to be the Oakland A's and the San Francisco Giants. And Let's look at this. The Giants went ham last night. They really did, bro. They went nuts against Mania. And let's take a look at what they do at the crib versus righties. 119 ISO, 16.9% K rate, 300 WOBA. That's gonna put Daniel Gossett in play for me at 6.3. I'm gonna check him out because I think people are gonna look at the Giants and be like, oh my God, they're just hitting out of control. Oh, the Giants are, oh my God, the Giants going crazy. And they're still the Giants, bro. This is still AT&T Park. It's a very tough place to pitch, a place to hit. It is what it is. Nobody's gonna want to play pitching in this against Daniel Gossett. And whenever I have AT&T Park in a spot where nobody wants to play the pitching, I'm gonna want to get exposure to it. Let's look at what the Oakland A's do on the road versus lefties. I think they're pretty decent. Let's take a look. Actually, they're not. Oakland A's dead last, bro. Horrible. 27% K rate, 0.045 ISO with a 237 WOBA. This is on the road versus lefties, bro. I'm going to automatically have to look at Matt Moore here at 6.1. 16, 15, 17 his last 3 starts. That's showing some ascension from those really bad games we saw earlier in the season from him. It might be Matt Moore. It might not even be Daniel Gossett here. Word. Yo, I'm going to take a look at Matt Moore here, man. So these are the guys that I'm going to be liking uh, initially. Of course, once we jump into the line drive, by the time we get there, we're going to have our pitching prospects already hammered down, laid out. We're going to be waiting on the full batting orders to come out so that we can chop those up and actually build our lineups together the same way we did yesterday. So let's go through them one more time and take a look. I got Keuchel, 10.5, the highest salary pitcher on the main slate. Tanaka in the early, Happ in the early, JC Ramirez at 7.2 on the main, Perdomo in the early. Tehran is a guy that I'm going to be looking at some. Gossett, Brett Suter, Matt Moore, and Ariel Miranda, and Luke Weaver, the cheapest guy on the slate at 4.8. So this, of course, has been your DFS Jerusalem. You can follow me on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem, letting you know, man, if you're on DraftKings, keep it 200. You're on FanDuel, keep it 250. You're fucking with me in the sweatshop, man, so you always keeping it 300. Peace. We out. Oh, for everybody that's in the sweatshop, we are going to be doing a NFL game day. NFL game day. We're gonna be rocking it out. We're gonna be building lineups based on that 2-game slate. So, yo, if you're not in, yo, get in. Go to the website. It's www.dfssweatshop.com. That's where I will pull back the velvet rope and allow you into the very best Facebook group online, the very best DFS spot online. So, thank you all so much for your support, man. Y'all have a wonderful and profitable Wednesday. Peace. We out. Thursday. Yes, Thursday. Peace.